Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're back. It's another week. It's another show. Had to wait for Brian to finish drinking his drink so we could start the show, because it'd be weird if we started the show with him drinking, because that's awkward. But I hope everyone's doing all right.
You.
Good. We have Thanksgiving this week. Our turkey is brining in the refrigerator as we speak.
What are you thankful for, Mark?
I'm thankful for this show, Brian. That's a lie. I'm not thankful for this show at all. Just, people.
People.
It's an odd year for me, so I don't know if I want to get into it, because I might not make it through it. So
I'll make you cry.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I'm what?
I said you're a terrible friend.
Why?
Because
I asked you what you're thankful for, and you don't have an answer.
I have an answer. I just don't want to say it because it's going to get me emotional.
All right, gotcha. All right. Well,
I'm thankful for my friends and guys like you and my family and just everything this year.
That's a sweet answer, Mark.
Thank you.
And
what are you thankful for, you jerk?
Not being called a jerk. I mean, same things, man. I mean, I think we survived this pandemic. And obviously we had a lot of loss and everything this year. And
yeah,
I mean, I'm thankful for our friendships that have lasted all these years. I'm thankful for doing the show with you every week. I'm thankful for just the people in my life and family, and that we get to still do this. And it's the same things you are.
Yeah.
I think as you get older, I'm less thankful about the things.
Yeah.
I'm more thankful for the people.
Yeah.
Things are replaceable. I
am thankful for content, and there being a lot of it. So
I'm not. I think it's too much. Just
you, on the other hand, who does a podcast about content, doesn't watch any content.
I don't think our podcast is. I think our podcast has always been about whatever we're in.
Yeah, I know. I just like busting your balls. Can you ever watch anything? And I can't talk about it for months on end until I've forgotten about it, because it's been so long since I've seen it that when you want to talk about it, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I will be on vacation, so I will watch Andor.
It's good.
Yeah, I know it's good.
Star Wars for adults.
It's good, but it just
Star Wars for adults
hasn't been anything I've been really jonesing for. So Marcus, I know we'll talk about, we did the Gluten Free Market this past weekend.
Yeah. We didn't even have a booth, which is surprising. Huh? We didn't even have a booth, which is surprising.
Well, I mean, for a gluten-free market, there wasn't a lot of food.
There was, if you'd gotten there on time.
I got there at 10:30.
There was a lot of food. It just went all really quickly. It sold really fast.
I mean, everything else was gluten-free because you don't need it.
Well, there was 3 bakeries.
I did get some fudge.
Yeah,
I did get some fudge.
They had bakery stuff as well. They had pastries and pies and such.
They were all gone.
Yeah, at that booth. It was I was surprised how quick things flew out the door. If you'd been there when there was a line. When doors opened, there was a line.
I believe it. There was a line when I got there.
People came in and they ransacked the place.
Right, I believe
the food guy on the bottom floor. There were supposed to be other food people that called out last minute, I guess. There was supposed to be an empanada booth that had an issue with their kitchen, so they weren't there. So there was going to be other stuff. It just,
it was a success,
as things are.
Yeah, it was a success. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining because that means people showed up.
There's no food there. That's all.
Well, there wasn't when I got there.
Well, because you got there too late.
Other than fudge.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a raging success for
Yeah,
Stephanie and
it
our
was
friend
very
Robbie.
successful. There was literally
Yeah,
like at one point there was a line all the way up the parking lot, like almost into the road.
yeah, curved
Yeah,
into like didn't go
yeah.
into the road, but you would have got hit
No,
by a
no,
car.
no. Yeah, yeah.
But it went down
But
the road.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean,
crazy.
it was cool. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's great what Stephanie's done. All joking aside, I mean, I think it's fantastic for people to do this, especially when it's
yeah.
colder weather and there's no farmer markets around.
No, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
yeah,
really cool. Um,
yeah. I mean, this like I said to her, success is like when multiple vendors sell out of their product. You know, you're
right.
doing good.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
Like when people are leaving with less stuff than they had when they got there. So
Yeah, that's really good. So,
yeah, like
we've
even
got a lot
Easton,
of
she like sold a lot of honey. Like she brought a lot of extra, not knowing, and she was like, "Yeah, we sold a lot." I was surprised. So
yeah, we bought like like obviously we just got the fudge. We got some stuff from that guy at the bottom who's
yeah,
is it the we got some of those drinks we're gonna try out this week. Um, and there was a lot of things Allison was really into, but man, we just didn't bring enough money.
yeah,
Like we went through our budget
yeah,
pretty quickly.
yeah,
So we'll definitely be going.
yeah,
And
yeah. I'll post the info about when it is on this as we're talking about it. And at the end of the show, I'll have a thing for it because it goes all the way through March. It's like odd weekends when they're doing it. So
right. Well, there's a schedule on Facebook.
yeah, yeah. I'll post the little flyer thing.
Well, that was our big thing we were going to talk about at the end of the show, but there it is. We don't need to
Yeah,
talk about
I
the
mean,
end
there
of the
wasn't
show
much to talk
now.
about. That's what I was saying.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was there the whole time because I was helping them. I'm putting together a commercial for them. So yeah, I was there for a while, and there's a lot going on. And little Stephanie was like running around like a chick with her head chopped off for a little bit.
I will tell you, I haven't it was very condensed in like a very small area with all these people that we
Yeah,
knew. Like Dan and his mom showed up,
yeah.
our friend Alex,
Alex, yeah,
and
and
his
Rob
girlfriend
was there
Tony,
randomly.
and Rob. But it was just like my anxiety of seeing all these people all at once in a
Yeah,
very condensed,
yeah,
small area. It was a lot. I was so tired afterwards. I'm like,
yeah,
I just need to zone out, man. That
yeah,
was a lot. It was like I was stimulation overload,
yeah,
It was like you're trying to look at all these vendors, you're
yeah,
running into people, you're talking, and you're trying it was just like wow. There's like
yeah,
so much going on all at once.
yeah. No, like towards the middle of the
Not used
beginning
to
of
it.
it, like right before you got there, my sister-in-law's family showed up because she's gluten free, and then Claire's dad and stepmom showed up, and her stepmom's gluten free. So I was like talking with them, hanging out with them, going through the whole place with them and everything. So yeah, it was crazy.
It was a lot. Yeah.
It was a
It was
lot.
cool.
Yeah,
Um
it's fun.
yeah.
It's at 420 Summers Road in Ellington. So check it out. It's the gluten free farmers market. The
Yeah.
next one is the
It's
first
December
weekend
3rd.
in December.
It's December 3rd or 4th. I can't it's whatever that Sunday is.
Oh, I'm looking up right now.
I think it's the 3rd. That's what's stuck in my brain, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Mark, before we get into the news, and it is December 3rd.
Oh, is it?
No, it's December 4th. It's a Sunday.
See, there you go. Okay.
December 4th. And I think there's one on the 18th as well. But you'll put the schedule up. We don't need to say it. You'll put the schedule up right
No,
here.
I know. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
schedule goes up. We move on.
yeah.
All right. So anyway, we recorded our show. We recorded 2 shows the week before. We did our Wakanda Forever spoiler show that came out
Yes.
on Monday. And after we recorded, some major news had broken.
Yes.
Obviously we didn't talk about last week because we didn't do the show last week. It was a pre-recorded show. But Kevin Conroy, the voice actor of Batman in the Batman games animated series, had passed away. He was sick, and
Yeah, he was sick for a while.
yeah, like a lot of people are sharing some cameos he recorded for people, are very touching. And obviously he didn't look like he was really
Healthy.
skinny.
Yeah.
And I honestly I don't know how he died or passed away from. But it is sad. His voice is iconic. I mean,
He had intestinal cancer,
oh well, there you go.
which is crazily enough the same thing that got my dad. So
Yeah, I mean, he didn't look healthy, but
no.
he still loved his fans. He
Yeah.
still was very he was very thankful. Obviously, he was very humble, and he was just like an all-around great guy. And people are just sharing a lot of memories of him. And I mean, like, it makes me want to rewatch the Batman animated series. He's so good in that. And the
Yeah.
games he played,
Which I
Batman
was
as
doing
well.
on HBO Max. I don't think they're on there anymore because I didn't
Are
get
they
the
gone?
franchise. I think they pulled them off.
That would be a shame because the
Yeah.
movies are still on there, so I have to imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good question.
And then on top of that, he died, and then Gallagher died.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God.
Yeah.
And Gallagher, do you remember? Now this is true, I believe. But do you remember this? So Gallagher, I believe, had a twin brother,
I
and
didn't
then
know that.
he had his twin brother take over at
I didn't know
some
that.
point. Yeah, his brother took over, and like I don't know. There's a story behind this. You don't remember that at all?
No, I don't remember this at all.
Oh man.
I wasn't a big
Um.
Gallagher guy. I kind of like
Oh, I love Gallagher as a
when I was in
kid.
like my teens, I might have like fallen into Gallagher.
Well, Gallagher for me was on VH1,
Yeah.
those comedy specials, and I loved when he would smash the watermelons. Okay, so Ron Gallagher was his twin brother.
Yeah.
Um, he had a twin brother. I guess things went sour between them. I gotta look into.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
just wanted to like in the 90s, he just wanted to use the Sledge-O-Matic routine. And Leo Gallagher of the Gallagher brothers granted permission on the condition that Ron, who shared the strong likeness to Leo, and his manager clarified in promotional materials that it was Ron Gallagher, not Leo Gallagher, who was performing. He performed in venues smaller than those in which the original Gallagher performed. After several years, Ron began promoting his act as Gallagher 2 or Gallagher
oh,
2. In some instances, Ron's act was promoted in a way that left unclear the fact that he was not the original Gallagher.
gotcha. He was a coattail rider.
Yeah, Leo initially responded by requesting only that his brother not use the Sledge-O-Matic routine. His brother nonetheless continued to tour as Gallagher 2, using the routine. In August 2000, Leo sued his brother for trademark violations and false advertising. The courts ultimately sided with Leo and granted an injunction prohibiting Ron from performing any act that impersonated his brother in small clubs and venues.
Man, can you
And then the
imagine?
injunction also prohibited Ron from intentionally bearing likeness to Leo.
And he looked like him too. I mean,
Yeah.
if you didn't know, you would be like, "Oh, this is Gallagher dressed down."
Yeah,
I mean,
because he
he
also
looked
like the hairstyle was different.
slightly,
Like they weren't like exactly looking like each other.
yeah, slightly different. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you were easily confused or you didn't have glasses on, you could definitely be like, "Oh,
Oh my gosh, they're like identical twins. This is crazy.
you didn't know
Yeah,
about
you wouldn't
this?"
know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same
So
hairstyle and everything.
if you put a poster up and you said the Gallagher,
Yeah.
and then I went in and come to find out it was really Ron Gallagher, but he has a Sledge-O-Matic.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting the Gallagher experience.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
could
depends
see
on
why
if
his brother was
Ron
mad.
Gallagher is as funny as Leo Gallagher was, I guess.
Well, I could see why his brother was upset because he's basically using his shtick.
Why is it brothers named Gallagher have issues with each other?
Well, the world may never know.
I mean, you got Oasis and now the Gallagher brothers. It's crazy.
Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe if you have
crazy.
a brother and your last name is Gallagher, don't work together.
Right.
Just stay in different businesses.
Yeah. Become an accountant.
Yeah.
Become a comedian.
Gallagher and Gallagher.
Gallagher. Yeah, that'd be great. Law duo, Gallagher and Gallagher.
That'd been the way to do the show, is like do a couple shows just as Gallagher and Gallagher.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, cool.
Or not even ever mention Ron Gallagher. And then when this happened, like Gallagher could just come back out and just say that he was joking, that he wasn't really dead. And it was just him there doing the shows as Ron Gallagher, just taking over for Leo.
I mean, they're both extremely old people. So that's not happening.
It's
not happening. It's not going to happen. It's an old guy. I can't lift this sledgehammer.
Well, you can motorize it. Technology. Yeah. That I mean, Gallagher was, like I said, when I was probably pre-teens, early teens, Gallagher was hilarious.
Yeah.
You watch Gallagher now, not as funny.
No, his stuff doesn't age well.
It's like
when you're a kid. Oh God, don't get me started. He looks like a freak. I mean, he looks crazy looking.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that same style of comedy. It's not like prop comedy kind of peaks at a certain point. It doesn't,
Yeah. Well, Marcus,
yes.
Last week there was a lot of news about Disney laying off. They're like, we're gonna pull back on promotion. We're gonna lay off people.
Hiring freeze. A lot of companies are doing that. Even like the bigger cable companies are doing that. So that's not an uncommon thing.
But hold on. So Disney, the new guy, he said all this.
Yeah.
JPEG. Well, as of today, JPEG is gone.
Happened last night around like 11:30.
Bob Iger is back.
The man who bought Fox and put Disney in the issue they're in right now.
No,
it's coming back.
He didn't. He actually, JPEG inherited, like, Bob Iger retired on top. And JPEG took over right when
there's multiple.
the pandemic hit.
I've been following this story for a while, and there's multiple theories on this. And
the pandemic hit.
The initial theory was Iger retired because the board of directors weren't happy with the Disney Fox merger, like how it actually all came about, like ended up working, because Disney's still paying off a lot of debt that Fox had. Like, it wasn't known how much debt Fox was in, I guess. Like, it was known, but not like. And then the pandemic happened, like right after they signed the deal, basically. Well, yeah. So Disney was thinking, oh, well, we'll just keep going along like we've been going along, and we'll just take care of this debt and not have to worry about it. But the pandemic comes along right after Iger retires, and JPEG takes over. Pandemic happens, theme parks closed.
Well, yeah, they didn't make money. They didn't make money.
So JPEG had to figure out, how am I going to keep money coming in? And another thing that's become a big issue with Disney is Disney Plus, because they're dumping about $30 billion a year into producing content for Disney Plus. Yeah. And the returns on Disney Plus are not anywhere near where that is. Like, they're not making $30 billion off subscriptions for Disney Plus.
Well, subscriptions have stalled on a lot of platforms. Yeah. Netflix, a lot of them are seeing kind of the peak right now.
Yeah.
The saturation. Yeah. Also, we're kind of, as consumers, we all have to make choices right now because things are becoming really expensive.
Well, with the pandemic and the inflation out of the pandemic, and the prices of everything at the Disney theme parks, it just kept going up.
Well, everything's going up.
Chapek has been blamed, which I don't know.
Well, Mark, when
Is
you're the
a thing, not
leader,
a
you
thing.
get
Yeah,
blamed. That's your
yeah.
job. And
So
obviously, they
he's
didn't
getting
like.
blamed for a lot of like the nickel and diming of the like everybody that goes to a theme park, like the Disney, like the Genie Plus stuff, where you have to like pay to get to the front of the line for all the different rides, and you get like priced for this is a higher price now for a hamburger and everything that used to be like when I went initially, like almost 5 years ago now, to Disney, like they had uh like their fast pass thing, and it was
Like,
totally free, and you just got it because you were going to Disney. You could just, if you're staying on property, you got it. That went away. They replaced it with this Genie Plus thing during the pandemic, and the reservations, which is another thing people aren't a fan of. They have to fill out a thing to get a reservation to go into a park.
well, this is all Chapek was
Yeah.
in charge.
So it's all
If you're
stuff
in
that he had to do.
charge, guess
Yeah.
what? You're going to take the
So,
blame. So
like you
that's
said,
how it
there's been
goes.
rumors of layoffs coming and different things, and it wasn't going to affect people inside the parks. It was more like the executive staff people and stuff like that, which every company's doing at this point. A lot of companies are eliminating a lot of higher management people. So yeah, so last night, Chapek, out of the blue, on a random Sunday,
Well,
just announced he's gone.
well, they got rid of him,
Yeah,
and they brought in I mean,
and out of
obviously,
nowhere, they decided to bring back Bob Iger.
well, to us, but not to them. This is probably planned, Mark. This is called. They know what's going on. The people,
Well,
the board
it's
knows.
very strange that like a person who left in the way that Iger left is just like right back again. It's kind of crazy, but that's
Well,
business. It's very
that's
strange.
business. And Iger retired, and they probably like, listen, Chapek is not steering the ship the way we want
Yeah,
it to. That's
yeah.
business. What are you gonna do?
He was definitely like more of a numbers type guy. Chapek, like he was all about the numbers. He was very number centric. It was all about if this doesn't make sense numbers wise, then we're not doing it. Whereas Iger was more of like, we can make it work if it's a good idea kind of thing.
Well,
So we'll see.
obviously, it just wasn't working. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I
We'll
mean,
see what it does because it's going to be an interesting
Bob
situation.
Iger's
Like
been
how
with
they
the
gonna?
company
Yeah,
before, so he
yeah,
knows what's going on. I'm not worried about it. They're a corporation; they'll figure it out.
yeah.
But it is interesting news. That yeah, just there we go. Chapek's gone. I mean, also, I will say this though. I will say Chapek did have a hard job of taking over
Yes.
something right before a pandemic.
Well, which you
That
didn't know was happening either. You don't
no,
know. You're
nobody
not planning
does.
on that happening.
Yeah. So obviously things it's a tough situation to be in.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I'm sure Iger will figure it out, and they'll probably get another person when Iger's like, all right,
I think he's
on a
just
better
the
path.
transition guy that he's going to be there until they find like another
Oh yeah.
person kind of thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not going to be the long-term person.
No, I could see him being there maybe a year
Yeah.
tops, maybe two, but they'll
Yeah.
find someone else.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And the big news that I was so excited for, Mark,
Okay.
November 26th, the day after Christmas, on Hulu, Letterkenny's back, baby.
Yes. Yes.
The only show that matters in my heart. I am so pumped. I will be on vacation. I will literally I will probably watch it all in like 2 days. I'm
Will
so
they dump the
excited.
whole thing, you think, or will it be
They
weekly?
always, I think they dump it. Shorzy was
Because
dumped.
Shorzy was weekly. And the
I
last
think,
season, Letterkenny, I don't think was all at once.
well, I will be watching it the moment it
Yeah.
drops. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I saw the little trailer. I shared it with you. I'm so
Yes.
excited. Letterkenny comes back on Christmas Day in Canada and on Hulu on the 26th. If it's a weekly show, awesome. I'm all for
Yes.
that.
Day
Drag
after
it out.
Christmas, correct? Yeah.
Huh?
Day after Christmas.
Yes, day after Christmas.
Boxing Day.
So excited.
Yeah.
I got a laundry list of shows I'm going to try to watch during my vacation now and then my Christmas vacation.
Yes, you do. Stay tuned,
And
kid. It's going to be a very interesting couple episodes coming up because we're going to have all this stuff to talk about that you've been waiting to hear Brian's take on.
no, you don't. Nobody cares.
But
I do want to start watching Mythic Quest this week. The first 2 episodes dropped last Friday. Episode 3 will be dropping this Friday. I'm super stoked that show is back. I love that show. Did you watch anything between the last time we recorded and now worth mentioning? Anything?
I did watch because it was a show that my mom was into, and I kind of got into it to talk to her about it, The Crown. So I watched that just to, because I know I want to know what happens. Which I know what happens because it's all based off real events, but
right.
So season 5 came out, so I watched through that. But that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, I finished my watch through of Community.
I don't know how you watch these shows so quickly. I'm just finishing season 2 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Well, I kind of got off that to watch Community, so.
And I
go
love,
back to that. I don't
know. I love that show. I did a show dropped this weekend. Allison and me, we watched the first 2 seasons when they dropped. Dead to Me on Netflix. Season 3 dropped, and this is how it went. Saturday night, Allison says, "Hey, when does that show we like come back?" And I literally was firing up Netflix, and it was right there. And I go, "Season 3, we're watching it now." We watched the entire final season between Saturday and Sunday.
So that's how I watch other shows.
All 10 episodes. Well, they're only half an hour.
Well, that's what I did. Yeah.
And there's only 10. So we watched like 5.
The Crown, there's only 10 episodes.
But aren't those like an hour long?
Yeah.
10 hours?
Saturday and there's nothing else going on.
How do you get 10? Oh my God. See,
well, not all 10 of them at once. Like, spread it out a little bit, but
that's all to me.
Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah, we watched like 3 Saturday, and then we watched the rest on Sunday after we got home. We watched a few, took a break. It was very emotional, and then we watched a couple. We watched the final. It was a great show. Highly recommend it. Dead to Me. Christina Applegate is amazing.
Like Community, it was easy because they're half hours. So at night after Claire goes to bed, I got a couple hours to kill before I go to bed. So just bust out a couple shows, and within a couple weeks, you're through it.
Yeah, I watch every morning 2 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I have my coffee and I watch that.
Yeah.
So,
or if I'm at home and working and it's a slow day, catch a couple episodes, take a long lunch.
Public access. It's not like we're doing much anyway. I mean,
I got stuff going on, but if a show's rendering, it's gonna take a while to render. What are we gonna do to stare at the computer screen while it renders?
What do we used to sing? Return to render. Time unknown.
Yeah, because you got to render it, then you got to export it, so it takes a while. It's like 2 hours.
Speaking of public access, I'm dubbing. I've been dubbing old videos.
Yes.
And I got this old, the old clip of we used to do our stuff at Cox Public Access.
Yes.
On Monday nights. And you and Jill, and this is around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And you start talking about, what'd you buy people for Christmas? And Jill says she had bought Rocky a gift card.
Yeah.
And you said, it's so funny. This is before you knew. You go, Rocky? Is that his nickname? What's his real name? And I think Jill's like, I don't know. Something. And then Jill goes, I bought him a gift card to Michael's. And you're like, Michael's? And she's like, yeah, he likes to draw. And you're like, oh, okay. It's so funny.
It's your future brother-in-law, and you're buying a gift card to Michael's. Man, want to say, I know you, but I don't really care about you. Here's a gift card.
Well, it's funny because Jill talks about how she doesn't like giving gift cards, but then she goes on to tell us how she got him a gift card.
Yeah, that's Jill for you. Jill in a nutshell.
It's funny. Oh, these old videos are a hoot. I got it set up in my basement now, so I'm doing all my dubs
Oh,
of all
nice.
these videos in my basement.
I think I got some old ETVs and stuff like that if you want to dub some of those.
Well, what do you mean old ETVs? What do you?
Equilibrium shows.
No, I know, but like, are they on tape?
Yeah.
Didn't we put all our shows on DVDs out?
I can't remember.
I think we
I
did.
know I got a bunch of stuff. I've looked going through my office recently. I knew I had them, but I never really like thought about it. But I have so many like from when I first started doing stuff in public access. Like probably for me, like the birth of Equilibrium TV before I met you, Mark Smith and I had filmed Battle of the Bands at TD Shenanigans.
I was there.
I know. I know.
I did
Before we had
camera.
decided to start doing the show.
Right.
So I have those 3 like tapes.
It was that chick band,
Q,
which were
CO2.
all Q was so good.
It's Q, CO2, and another band.
In the chick band. I can't think of
Yeah.
I don't know the name. They're really good.
Something Janes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. I have those in my office.
Oh, I would love to see the Q.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Yeah.
It was me. I was on
I think it was like one of your first things you did in public access.
Yeah. Oh, now are they on VHS? What are they on?
I think they're on either VHS or Super VHS. One of the two.
I have an SVHS player right here.
Yeah.
That means if you gave them to me, I could dub them to DVD.
Okay.
Oh, I really want to see them. I really do.
Yeah.
That was our first time with CO2.
Yeah.
And Q was so cool. Like we got their demo CD, and I think we were trying to get them on. I think we played them on the radio.
We just started doing the college radio show, I think, at that point.
We started playing local bands on our 20 Rock Countdown.
Yeah, 20 Rock Countdown show. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes, Mark.
Yeah.
Next time
I have like a bunch of like old high school sporting events that I did that are on like VHS or Super. They're probably on SVHS because that's all we used back then. So I had a bunch
you should bring the Battle of the Bands tapes with you on Saturday for D&D.
All right. I'll grab them tomorrow when I go in the office.
If you remember, because I can dub them.
Yeah, I'll grab them.
And I can make copies. I can give you a DVD and me a DVD.
And I have like all the old, like all our old stuff, like the raw footage, mini DVDs in my office too.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna? I mean, we edited everything, so like the only
I
thing.
don't know. I know there's like actual finished versions of those too. So
right, I think the raw footage of the interviews would be cool.
Yeah.
The unedited interviews we did. That'd be because I was thinking a lot of this old stuff, starting a YouTube channel, just called like my old VHSs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got like a lot of cool old stuff that people might get a kick out of. But like the interviews would have been would be really cool. Just the unedited, 2-shot, 2-camera, whatever we did.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't seen those in since they aired.
Yeah. Oh man, good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I have those. I have like a bunch of I got a bunch of stuff in there. I was going through. I know at my parents' house there's like a box of VHS tapes from the very first season of Stafford Speedway that we did.
Oh God.
That Dennis and I like would sit and like actually take like printed lineups and tape them to the side of like a rack. And Dennis would put the camera in a filter and take a picture of each one, and we'd superimpose it on top of the video and everything.
What a pain in the ass.
Yeah. No, we were there till like 2 or 3 in the morning doing that every night. Yeah. It was an experience.
Hold on, Mark. I can't hear you. Keep talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll hear you.
Here's you.
I heard the Stafford Speedway stuff.
Yeah.
But man, awesome stuff. Yeah, it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
So we are doing D&D this Saturday.
We are.
Bobby.
Other versions are up on Dungeonetics as we speak.
Sans Bobby.
Yeah.
Now he's supposed to be bringing his recording equipment tomorrow to show me how to work it.
I don't know.
But do you have an alternative?
I probably do. I mean,
Well, don't say probably. I mean,
I have microphones and I have a audio board, and
that's a little too. That's overkill. I think what Bobby has is just easy. We don't want it to be in the way.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you had a recorder, a digital recorder.
No.
Okay. I don't either. So.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby.
I do have I can get microphones. I can get an audio mixer, like an old audio mixer that we used to use.
Yeah, that's a lot though.
And then out from that directly into the laptop. I could do that.
Yeah.
But I need a laptop too.
Right. That's a lot because you need a place for the mixer. Someone's got to be actively mixing.
No, we just use one of those, not like the mixer that we had in the podcast room, like those old box ones I used to use back in the day.
Right.
It's got the little knobs on it. That's not just that kind of thing, like a travel mixer, not a big, huge thing.
Oh, okay.
Not an audio board, but just an audio mixer, like a small little.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Bob will just show me how to work everything, and hopefully it will all turn out well.
Yeah, it's your responsibility.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you.
Oh boy, we're in trouble. You fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah, fucked.
We are, Bobby. I don't know what's going to happen. No, I'm all kidding aside. You'll be fine. I will miss Bobby though immensely, and I hope everyone's enjoying the Dungeonetics episodes.
If you're listening to them, if not, that's fine too.
They are getting hits, so people are listening to them.
Nice.
So I mean, it should be a good time.
Like I said to Bobby, we should put ads for this show in the Dungeonetics show, and then talk about Dungeonetics in this show as well. So like a never-ending cycle of promotion.
Well, I think it is. We always talk about it,
but on the Dungeonetics side, though.
Oh, well, yeah. This is kind of like the pre-show and post-show.
Yes.
We'll probably take next week off. And we'll be back.
Brian's on vacation, so
I'm on vacation.
We'll be watching nothing and playing probably God of Thunder, Valhalla, or some random.
Oh, God of War is amazing. That's all I want.
Ragnarok, whatever it's called. I don't know.
So good.
Yeah.
How's Andor? You're saying Andor is going to be ending.
Andor finale is Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving.
Wow. How many episodes did they go?
12.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're working on season 2 already.
Season 2 is already in production. They're just about done with it, I think.
I will watch it on vacation.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's not the Star Wars you're used to, which I'm telling everyone as they ask me about it. It's not super fast. It's not a lot of laser blasting gun fights, and
it's better than Obi-Wan.
Yes.
This
last episode was like the first more like Star Wars episode, like the movies. It was more space and ships and fighting the Empire in space and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in it where the guy that's running away from the Empire gets away from the Empire. And the way he does it, you're gonna freak out.
Cool. I'm excited.
I was like, what is going on? This is amazing. Where has this been?
Yeah, I mean, everything I've read or seen or hear people talk about how the acting is amazing. It's such a great, compelling show. But I mean, I think
Andy Serkis was amazing in it. The episodes he was in.
Yeah, I heard. He's a great actor.
He is, yeah.
I'm also hoping if I can watch Andor and watch the Lord of the Rings movies. Might be my goal.
You've talked about this. You talked about this at the beginning of the year. This is your goal for the year, was to watch the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
We are now about 5 weeks away from the end of the year,
I'm gonna do it.
and you still have not watched a lick of any one of the movies.
Well, I did watch Ring of
That's not a
Power.
movie. That's not the movie. Which would have made more sense if you'd watched the movies.
Yeah, I didn't know anything.
Yeah. Going in cold like that's not the best idea because you don't really have any sense of what's going on or any thought or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also easier when I can get Allison involved. Like, I want to watch the new Game of Thrones. We're kind of wishy-washy on that. It's tough. It's a tough one. And we have a laundry list of shows we want to watch.
We were into that too. And, yeah, that Game of Thrones, we kind of got 3 episodes in, and then football season started, so we got distracted.
Yeah.
Because it's on Sundays, and there's other stuff to watch. So
yeah. We got to watch season 3 of Boys. We have a bunch of other shows we want to watch. So Christmas vacation, catch up on all the TV.
Yeah.
So
that's like, I will say it this way, in a nice way of saying it. It's the one thing with Claire and I that we have different tastes in TV stuff. So I can watch shows, not have to like have her around to watch them.
Well, I watch shows without Allison, but we have shows we like to watch together. And honestly, I like watching a show with somebody because when I'm watching it by myself, I don't know, there's no fun.
I mean, it would have been fine seeing Wakanda Forever by myself because I actually would have heard the movie. So that'd have been fun.
Don't worry. He's going to be sitting next to me from now on. Oh, I know. I know.
It made me think about, like, I don't know how you did it all these years. If that's like just one member of your family. Not that it was a bad thing. I like Nick. He's a great guy. He's fun. But I didn't know it was going to be an exhibition of every topic that happens.
I know. It's ridiculous. He just doesn't shut up. He's just like, shut your mouth. I didn't pay to hear you.
Internalize it. You could say these things to yourself and not have to say them out loud.
Right. Tell me after the movie.
Yeah. I don't need your comments. I don't need a commentary track as I'm watching the movie.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Believe me. Oh, I know. It's fun. Nah.
Must be fun, like when you did your whole family do that?
Because
my brother does it sometimes.
I mean, your brother's pretty quiet. I mean,
I tamed him down a lot. Like when we were younger, he would do it a lot. And I finally had like a long talk with him at one point. I was like, dude, I can't sit through movies with you if you're gonna like ask me questions during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or just say things. It's like I can't.
I'm watching the same movie you are, so I don't know anything. I don't know
anything you know. I don't know any secrets. There's no secrets I know that you don't know. I didn't write the movie. I wasn't in the room when they filmed the movie.
Yeah.
Whatever you're asking, I don't have answers for.
Yeah.
We're all gonna find out together.
Yeah. My favorite, just so people know, during Wakanda Forever, my brother sits next to Mark, and he should have sat next to me. And there's a scene when Siri goes into the plane to potentially see her brother, but she ends up seeing her cousin, Killmonger. What am I thinking? Killmonger. And then when she comes out of it, they say, "Who'd you see?" And she goes, "I can't tell you. I'm not."
She said she didn't see anybody.
Yeah, and then my brother Nick goes, "She's
just
lying."
Goes, "That's a lie." Just out loud. She's lying. It's like we know.
We know. We all saw it. We don't use to say that out loud. We all know.
And I couldn't hold it in any longer because it was about pretty far into the movie. And I just turned to Brian and was like,
yeah. It was hilarious. He kept talking. And you're like this, you're like, like you're holding it back. I'm like, oh,
Younger brothers.
See, the original thing is he was going to be sitting away from us.
Yes.
And then because Hutzel should have been sitting there. And then
John bought a ticket for Hutzel, even though I'd already told him I'd taken care of it.
I don't understand. Everybody's just buying extra tickets now.
Well,
We all buy like
he's
9,000.
loaded, so he has the money he can throw around to buy extra tickets.
We
He's
just
looking
buy
for
all
a
these,
seat for his coat, which
and then
doesn't wear a coat, so I don't know why he'd need a seat for. He needs a seat for his flip flops.
so technically, Dan and Barb could have sat there.
Yeah,
And then
which would have been much different because trust me, Clerks 3 was another experience. So
they sat way over there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Ant-Man, it'll be more streamlined. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. If Hudson remembers what's going on. Hopefully this class ends soon, so that way he can be a part of the world again.
Well, it's funny. Hutzel is hosting Saturday, our D&D, but like for some reason nobody asked him, and I sent him a simple text saying, "Are you on for Sunday?" He goes, "Yeah."
We did ask him. We asked him at 2 months. We had the whole conversation at the end.
No, I know, but in our group chat, everybody seemed confused. Like John was saying, "I can't get a hold of him. We might not be able to have it there," and I'm like, "Remember?" And then we're all joking about different places we could have it.
Yeah.
We're like Enfield Mall.
Yeah, we could have it right in the lobby. No one's there. No one knows the difference.
Yeah. So I texted Hutzel. I said, "Hey, are we on?" And he said, "Yes." And then the other question aroused that his dad might be in town and we couldn't bring beer. And I texted him, I go, "Is beer allowed?" He goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is just bizarre stuff.
I think John just makes things up sometimes.
Well, I know Hutzel said to us long ago.
I know, but I think the thing of like
here.
Hutzel's not like responding to people. It's like if no one reached out, I even asked, like, did anyone try calling him?
I did. I feel like the only one.
I tried, but I don't know. I have 2 numbers for him, so I don't know which number is right. Because I think I still have one of his track phone numbers that was when it changed. I never took the other one out, so now I don't know which one's right.
It's fine.
I don't want to call some random number and be like, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh, who's this?" I'm like, who's this?
Who's this? All right, Mark. Well, we should wrap up the show. We'll probably be taking next week off unless something major happens.
Yes.
When we come back, we're going to have 3 shows next month, and then we come back for the new year.
Yes.
I'm thinking, and I'm going to say this now in front of our audience and you and me, and I was thinking maybe the last
and my brother.
Yeah, your Bobby, your brother.
And I think my mother-in-law who listens.
I hope not.
Hi, Deb. She does. She loves Marvel stuff.
But we didn't talk about Marvel at all.
I know, but she listens anyways.
Okay. So maybe we could go through our favorite things of the year. Because I can compile a list of everything we talked about on the show. So our show is like a diary. Even though we might have forgotten we watched it, we did.
Yeah. I call it therapy. So
yeah, maybe I can go through and I can.
Yeah, you do that.
You do. I
you waste your life doing that. I'll just whatever you want to talk about, I'll respond to.
We could do our favorite things. The final the episode of the end of the year. We could do our episode, which would probably
very short list this year, which is surprising for you. Which I assume there would be more, but there's only 2 so far. Bryonisms from 2022.
Save it.
You're hot out of the gate at the beginning of the year. You had one like the first show of the year, and then you haven't had another one till this past month. You had another one.
All right. Well, save.
You've been very quiet this year, which is surprising for you.
I know.
You're throwing your Bryonisms out to other people. It's not. You're rooting it for the people that listen to the show.
I'm interested.
Tune in to hear your stupidity, and you're not sharing it with us, and we're not happy about it.
We'll probably do it on the 19th. If it becomes a 2-parter, then we can put it. We can put the second part on the 26th. But we'll save our best of stuff for the next month.
All right. So hopefully we get another Bryonism in by then. So we have 3 Bryonisms.
All right. I'm excited to hear what they are. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. We should wrap it up, Marcus. Like us, follow us on all the social media things, and we'll be back in 2 weeks here in Geekonomics.
Yes, everyone have a great Thanksgiving. Hope everyone gets enough turkey if that's what you eat. If not, whatever you're gorging on for Thanksgiving, hope it's delicious and enjoyable. And as always, be safe, be well, be kind.
And rewind.
Bye, everybody.